everybody, and welcome to Hubstrucker Rheinruhr. Today we're in Trading World 2 and we're driving a custom livery for the Class 101. This is an amazing train, I love it. High speed banter for the win. Right, let's jump in the cab. There's a little bit more setup to do. That's in forwards. Let's get the AFB on. AFB, stick you up to there. We need to lock the doors. Then what else we can do? We can flick that to there. Release the brakes, and as soon as that's done, we can do that, which always catches me out. And then add a little bit of throttle. Got to be careful not to overload these, because they can do that very quickly. Listen to that horn, isn't it nice? And the answer's yes to that. There's no comment. Right, keep going. Touch my throttle. Yes, very nice custom reskin for the 101, and also for the coaches, which I'm quite pleased about how that turned out. I kind of copied the Deutsche Bahn livery a little bit, but with the stripe, copied it completely. You know, whatever. Right, and you know, get wheel slip if you're not careful with this train, because it just overpowers itself. But if you just increase the throttle gradually, you won't do it, like you see there, and then you gotta wait. No, we'll just leave it at 78%. I was picking up speed. Then, oh no, not too much. 75%. That might become too much. Yeah, okay, we'll drop it down to 70%. See what that does for us. That should do us the good wonders, but who knows? Might not. Look at this though. Isn't it a nice train? When the throttle power starts dropping though, as it should in a second. Actually no, we're going up to 120 soon. Okay. 71, 73, 75, gradually increasing the throttle load, 77, and we're going downhill as well, which will help us with the speed. Maybe less so with everything else, whatever. And so yes, we're doing this run. It's interesting to see how the scenario designer copes with this, because it showed on the map that we'd be taking this top path, but unless you select one of these stations, it'll send you down here. Whatever, doesn't bother me. Probably be cruising along at this speed for the rest of the journey, but you know, it's only 11 kilometers. It's not that bad. So yes, we're going to Essen today. And yeah, should be good. Should be good. Yeah, it's a pretty peaceful run, pretty cruisy. There's not much happening. Relatively slow speeds. I love these coaches, they are very nice coaches. Except this LOCO kind of would, I think it would benefit from a gangway. It'd really benefit from a gangway, I think, because then you could walk through the coaches, and you can have them. You know, you could even have, you know, the locomotive marshalled in the middle of the train with a gangway, so the passengers can walk straight through the middle, with cab cars at either end. There's a concept. Not push-pull, but middle config. Anyway. It's a nice cab setup though. I find most of the German trains have a nice cab. It's a clean cab. It is very clean. It's very organised, as opposed to, you know, think British cabs where everything's on the wall, on the side, and then you got the gangway, which complicates things slightly. It still looks nice. Fuhrenraum 1. Una. I don't know what the German for 1 is. I'm not even going to pretend to know. Those are some very nice carriage sounds. Right. What does it say on the old PIS? What does it say? It says Essen. Wow, that's even accurate. Right, that is quite loud though, so we will return very promptly to the cab. And the brakes on this are good, and it's possibly the only train that, when it's not in LZB mode, actually has working AFB brakes. The brakes on the AFB are spectacular. I say this as we are speeding because of the AFB, but come on train, slow down, you little bastard. Right. Apply a touch of brakes to bring us down to 100. And you'll see, because all of the other ones, they get to about 110. In this example, they'd get to 110, and then they just stop. Then they just stop. Stop decelerating, stop braking. Whereas this one, it goes the whole way. It makes an effort to go the whole way. Which, you know, respect. Also, one thing interesting about the train is the horn. If we come to the outside, you can see it's got 2 horns up the top, which means that, you know, it's got 2 horns, and if we beep the horn, you can see why. When the lag stops, right, you can hear that it's 2 separate horns, but because the 2 sound at the same time, you can only get the 1 tone. Whereas the ICE trains, they've got 4 horns, staggering 4, which means that they can have 4 tones, but they sound in pairs. So you can have the horn out of this train, and also a lower version of it, which I think is cool. Oh, yeah. It is better than the other horns though. You know, some of the German horns, it sounds like a car horn. It's really ugly. I don't like it. Je n'aime pas. I mean, not exactly defining the concept of speed. Even, you know, Australian trains can go faster than this, not gonna lie. That is something to be ashamed of. Double toot. As we go through the station. La station. That's Italian. That's stazione, I think. Perfect pronunciation as well. Oh, we can go up to 120 now. Amazing. Except you can hear the brakes, the thingers going. Come on. Have a little bit of, you know, a little bit of respect for yourself and your own brakes. That'd be nice. Now we're getting into the hell ugly interchange, which is very nice as well. I do like it. Going uphill after a very steep downhill. It's all over the place here, but I kind of like that. Anyway, we're back down to 100. We got the hill on our side to break us for that. Now it's very steep acceleration. Oh god. Okay, just have a vibe, have a vibe check. And now we're here, and we're crossing over. That's interesting. Scenario planner hardly ever diverges our routes, but you know, clearly it is here. Anyway, 2 kilometers, 2.2 k's into Essen. The approach. I'll probably actually use the AFB to bring us in. I think that'd be a good idea. So 1 kilometer will start to brake. Start to brake indeed. Don't know why I say indeed. It feels like a weird word to use. Because it gets overused a lot in this country for purposes that it shouldn't be. Anyway, we'll come down to, I think we'll come down to 80 to start off with. And those would be the S-Bahn lines, I believe, coming up onto our left, or maybe they're just randoms, don't know. Okay, so we're sticking at 80 now. You know, really defining the concept of speed, but I don't really care about that. Come down to 60, so another 20 k's off the speed. We're on a diverging route. We deeply uncomfortable for passengers as we come around there. You know what? We also don't care. Down to 40. It is very nice using a functioning AFB. Okay, so the back of the train is approaching the platforms. We are going to cruise in at 40. I'm going to drop down to 30 now. Okay. Dropping to 30. Okay, I'm sorry. Dropping to 20. Just as we enter the station. Listen to that hum. Just can't get over how good the horn sounds. 10. Okay. We're going to come off completely now. Okay. Nice. And we'll turn the AFB off.
RSB.
Does that do anything? No. And then these would be clips because you put your timetable in there, I guess. Ah, what a good drive. What a good drive that was. It was very close to 10 minutes as well, so it was a pretty short one as well. Yeah. Good for the viewer retention. Look at that though. Very nice. Very nice train this. Oh god. Can we go in here please? Oh, we can indeed. Look at that. We can even come inside the train. Can we interact with this though? This is the question. No, we can't. What does this say? Oh, no. That's French. Oh no, there's English in the middle. Okay. Nice. Anyway, that's the end. That's cool. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you on Wednesday with a scenario which will be in the Eurosalon, just so you know. And I will see you then. Goodbye.